Hey there folks, this is Ed Beard again with the Employer's Edge, and something happened this week that made me think, this might be a good time to have a conversation with you on what core behaviors are most successful in salespeople. We stereotypically think of salespeople as being, that high take charge, that high assertive, that high social, high sense of urgency, initiative kind of a person. And so my question to you is, are those the best and most productive sales behaviors in successful salespeople? And the answer to that question is absolutely yes. And absolutely no. If they align with the environment, the culture, and the relationships that those salespeople are in, absolutely yes. If they don't, they can be the kiss of death. But how do you know that? Well, first you have to study success in your organization with a good normative assessment, like our talent traits assessment. We can help you with that. You have to find out what behaviors are successful, how your salespeople are wired so that they understand the difference between their behaviors and successful behaviors. Again, you have to use a good normative assessment to do that. Plus, once you understand what success looks like in your organization, you can hire people that just come with those positive and productive sales behaviors. Take, for example, take charge. People who are highly assertive, take charge kind of people, they're always in charge. However, they tend to bulldog low assertive or low take charge kind of buyers. It's a very big mismatch. We see it all the time. And so they are not successful when the buyer is low assertive. And the reason why is because high take charge kind of people, they're in charge when they're talking. They tend to not be the best listeners. Well, if you have one that is a high take charge and a good listener, kudos to them. I mean, that's wonderful because they've learned to listen. However, if you also have a lower assertive salesperson and a high take charge or assertive kind of a buyer, those high take charge people, they respect assertiveness. So your low take charge salesperson, they're gonna have to pick it up here a little bit and not worry about the conflict. And this is what happened this week is I got a brand new appointment with a VP in a large insurance organization, right? And on the phone, when I was doing my brief explanation of who I am, what I do, I let her know that I'm just a kind of a low people contact kind of a guy. I don't get my energy from being around people. So I told her, I said, I tell you what, when the content of our meeting is over, I'm gone. And I promise you, I will not waste your time because I don't get my energy from being in the conversation. She says, if that's how you're wired, come on in. See, being low on my people contact score got me the appointment. Isn't that interesting? We also find this with a sense of urgency. Salespeople that are like, just go, 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 go kind of people, they tend to not align with long sales cycles that might take 1 to 2 years because they get bored. They just run out of steam for it because they're off doing other more interesting things. One of the big sales issues that we run into with are folks that are high in their reasoning ability. They can process a lot of information. They tend to over-detail buyers on the sales call because the detail is fun. Hey, if they can understand all those details, I'm sure you can too. Well, the buyer may not want to know all those details, and the high reasoning person tends to over-educate people, and they fly right past the close and don't even know they do it. Now there may be some behaviors that are unanimously good in salespeople, such as competitiveness, resilience, initiative, and we can measure all of those too, and then we can compare your people to working America. The point is, you have to know what good looks like on a behavioral level for your organization. Then you have to understand the core behaviors on how your individual salespeople are wired so you can compare them to top performance so that they can be put on a plan to get to top performance. Plus, it also allows you to, right out of the gate, hire to top performance. Once you understand it with a good normative assessment. This is Ed at the Employer's Edge, and I hope this conversation helped move your understanding along a little bit. I wish you a very productive sales week.